great job.
That was a good time.
The Charlie Vince, yeah.
We're good. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Van Zant. I appreciate that report and that update. I will remind our board that we actually copied in our bylaws under Article 2, which is form of government, and it's Section 12, there is a clause in there that deals with non-interference, and it addresses how that Keystone Heights Airport Authority members shall not give directions to or interfere with any employee, office, or agent under the direct or indirect supervision of the airport manager. So it's like I've said before, if we're going to be involved in trying to tell staff what to do, we don't need an airport manager, and we certainly need an airport manager.
We do.
So thank you.
Well, I'd like to speak to that. So if any of y'all that are doubting yourselves, this was me he's addressing, okay? I'm not going to go into the great detail, but I saw something that appeared to be violating another tenant's lease. I involved myself. I was out of line. Charlie did call me and invited me down to City Hall to talk. I thought we had a good talk. And I did. I got a little overzealous. I thought that, well, Tyson even elaborated a little bit in the beginning of his presentation. There was a helicopter landing on somebody else's lease, and I got a little bit agitated about it. And Craig, I owe you an apology. You are here to run the airport. I am not. And I owe an apology to all my fellow board members for that action. But I have taken a visible step back. I haven't even been out here that much this week. I'm waiting on the grass to grow. And the extent of my work will be to run that John Deere and mow the grass. So I apologize for that, but that was on me. I don't think any of you have been a problem. I think it was me, but I think you have to speak to the whole group. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me and getting me back in line that day. So thank you. And I apologize to all of y'all. And again, Craig, very sincere. I owe you an apology.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Fryer. All right. The last item, but not the least of what we need to cover tonight is annual chairman and vice chairman nomination and vote. Let me just read to you for some information, the Code of Ordinance that the City of Keystone had put together. It's in Chapter 9, Article 1, Division 3. Talks about the membership of the authority shall comprise of the following: 7 members that are appointed by the City Council as follows. This ordinance will be updated because of the referendum that was passed by the voters with respect to the Florida National Guard seat. The way the ordinance is written now says 4 members are appointed by the City Council. Actually, that will be 5 now because the Florida National Guard seat is now a city seat. So 5 members are appointed by the City Council from interested people who live within the greater Keystone Heights community, meaning both the city and adjoining county areas, one of whom shall be elected by a majority vote as the chairperson of the authority by the members. It goes on to say 1 member from Bradford County, 1 member from Clay County. So, and it says 4 members will constitute a quorum. So the ordinance specifies that the chairman, chairperson has to be from one of the 5 city seats. Mr. Fryer being the Clay County representative, Mr. Dagenet being the Bradford County representative are not eligible to be chair per the ordinance. All right? So, any questions about that before we move forward? All right. Given that information, and also some other information that I ran by our city, not city, but our attorney, was with respect to my position as chair. And typically, I have not participated in making motions. I will help move things along. But I did find out that the chairman of a small board in Florida can make a motion under Robert's Rules of Order for small boards. The president of the board, who may also be the chairman, has the same rights and privileges as any other board member, including the right to make motions, debate, and vote. This applies even when the chairman is presiding over the meeting. So I wanted to clarify that. So the first thing, as I had told all of you a year ago, was that I had not planned to run as chairman for this coming year. For 25, 26 will be my third year of the term that I was appointed to. I do not plan to reapply to the board. I've been on the board since '09. I've been chairman since 14. And I'm ready to pass the torch in a lot of ways. So I'm going to honor that commitment that I made to you a year ago. And I've served this year. And I'm willing, with my last year, I want you to know, whoever the chairperson is, I will support them 100%, and I'm available. I'll be available to assist them with whatever may come up through Craig, working with Craig as well, and with City Manager, Mr. Van Zant. So with that, I am going to make a motion that General Eifert be nominated as the chairperson for the Keystone Heights Airport Authority.
I'll second that.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any comments or discussion?
Yes,
All right,
I want to thank you. I don't know how many of y'all were paying attention in our last meeting. David, you were going out to put flags out in the parking area for that event. And I was thinking coming to the meeting tonight to go, God, we kind of figured it's going to be Ike. Like, who in the world would step into those shoes? Tom, the youth pastor at First Baptist Church Keystone, is at Clay, but still does the youth ministry part-time. How long have you been retired?
11.
So for all those years you were on the board and you had a full-time job.
Yes.
The good news is Ike does nothing.
Pretty evident. I've talked to Ben. But I will have to say,
It's mind-boggling, because until you're in that position and all that you know to do what you've done. But I will say this, I think it's been amazing you've been a chair that many years, but good on you to say, okay, it's time for me to step down. You've got a lot of other stuff going on too, and I don't know, I think General Eifert is amazing as a leader. I've worked for him, flew with him, and so good recommendation. But thank you for, I don't know, just thousands of hours, because I can't imagine behind the scenes. I sit here and watch and I'm going, oh my God. I look at Terry and I go, nobody knows a thing about trees. You're the only one, because I'm going, I don't have a clue. So anyway, just compliments of you, because I do think sometimes it goes unnoticed of the thousands of hours over all these years. So
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. We have a motion. We have a second. Any other discussion? Any other question? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations, Joe Eifert. You're a new chairperson.
Shoes to fill.
And if I had a gavel, I would pass it to you, but we don't. And it's your call about the vice chairman. We need to have that nomination and vote as well.
Sure. Do we have a nomination for a vice? I guess anybody can nominate,
Anybody can nominate anyone else.
but do they have the same restriction on the Clay and Bradford reps for the vice?
No.
Oh,
You can.
okay, so anyone could do the vice.
Correct.
Okay.
You know, it's funny, because let me say this, because I've talked to Charlie. It's like, I don't like the way we used to do business. I think it's great that you get, but the first one who throws out a nomination, you're going to go, wait a minute, what if that person? So I don't know, is it okay to say Terry or David?
It's anybody.
Yeah, but I mean, Bobby, how long you been vice?
Well, I'm not sure, quite a few years, 5 years, 6 years, but
Okay.
I don't want to be vice chair
Yeah,
anymore.
so
I tried
the
to get out of it
point is
last
who-
year.
Not me, but out of you three,
Like somebody else
Who-
take the opportunity.
who would like the opportunity? It's a 1 year, right?
Correct.
1 year. Who would like to step up, and that way we're not, I have no clue, who am I gonna nominate? But if I nominate Terry and she goes, no, not me. Are you with me? So it's you three.
I do not want to take on any.
Okay, so Dan's up. Terry's yea or nay? Maybe?
I'd be willing.
Okay. So there's the two that is for vice.
And you get paid
That
another
break-
20 cents a month too. for being-
Well, that's funny.
Hey.
That is funny.
That pushed me over the line.
That's funny. So that's, I mean, we need to go, okay, one of those two, somebody needs to make a nomination of one of those two. Does that help? Am I out of line? Just trying to,
Do you want to make a
and-
nomination?
I do, but now I'm in a pickle.
You raised it.
I opened my mouth. It's like, oh crap.
Go ahead,
I-
take the nomination.
Oh, I don't know, because you're both very well qualified, and, so,
It's okay, you have the floor.
no, let's pray. While I walk out,
I'll concede to you.
okay?
So I'll nominate you for
There you
the
go.
vice.
Excellent, Terry. Thank you.
And
Okay,
I'll second that.
okay, that was easy.
Any discussion?
Good job.
Really nailed
I
this.
think there was some.
Yeah, we're done with it. All right, I guess we'll,
I think with the discussion, I think somehow Buck's just bamboozled us. I don't know how, but I'm sure he has.
yeah. he's good at that.
No.
How long have you been on the board, Dave?
Since
Probably been on 5 years.
For 2 terms.
a term and a partial.
Yeah, because he filled in for someone, so it's probably about
So
5.
since, well, actually, I think it was September of 21, if I remember right.
5 years.
And you've been on for less than
Oh,
a year or two, right?
yeah, a little over a year. Mhm.
Good to have your experience.
Yeah,
So we
did
need to vote.
Yeah, let's take a vote.
all in favor?
All in favor of Dave as the vice?
Aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. There you go.
So can we go back and revisit secretary? I'll volunteer for that position.
Oh, yes.
Um,
That'd be
So
great.
I can help out with that. And
Thank you.
all of the other roles will remain the same.
Okay.
So you'll have a dual role.
Change
Yeah.
with bylaws or, is
Say again?
there anything that needs to be changed with bylaws or anything?
Yeah, that,
To add this to
I don't think
secretary?
that position is in the bylaws, is it?
Yes, our bylaws have been updated to reflect the referendum vote that eliminated the Florida National Guard seat.
But do we need
But it
to
includes the
modify it for
secretary?
the secretary position?
No, that's typically an officer position that our bylaws do address. We do have the chair and the vice chair that's listed as officers,
Right.
but other officers or committees can be appointed by the board as deemed necessary.
So
Because we used to have a treasurer too, I think, didn't we?
We did, and that was
And
because,
they were just redundant or really not.
well, it really goes back further to when the city was actually doing all the financials for the airport. And I think they had a board member as a treasurer title that was just overseeing
Right.
that effort, task, literally, that the city was doing at the time for the airport.
Okay.
So we do have another document, though, that has the job descriptions of each of the different
We
committee
do,
members.
yeah, we can,
Maybe we could just update that with the secretary position.
yep, we'll need to update that.
Okay.
And as chair, you're going to continue to serve in a dual role then as intergovernmental and
Okay.
business development. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
I think that's good with all your network and connections.
Okay,
I think that's wise.
sounds good. Any other business?
I'll be glad to be your wingman on that.
Yeah, I could use
I'd
it.
help you.
I know you could. All right, any other business? Craig, anything else to add? Mayor?
Yeah.
We're good?
I just want to say thanks to all of you, and the public doesn't realize the amount of time and effort that board members like yourselves, even our council, puts into the role for, I mean, really, it's kind of a chip. But we don't do it for the money. We do it for our community. So thanks to all of you for what you do for these nights. Appreciate it.
Any shots?
Well, I've just got a question for clarification. I was listening to the beginning of the meeting as I was driving here, so thanks for a little grace on my tardiness. But you, sir, were addressing kind of the firm, and y'all were talking with Mr. Taylor about legal counsel, and I walked in and you guys have directed him to get a second opinion for up to $5,000. But with that, did you guys have discussion? I think I tuned in about 6:15, or did Mr. Taylor have an opinion in my background? And I might hurt some feelings, but know that I love you. Once I was representing an organization and I turned over whatever to legal counsel to deal with, I let legal counsel do the talking. It is not illegal. We're all free Americans. You can go talk to any tenant on this airport without committing anything, obviously. But I just think that point we're at with obviously the shrouding you guys are trying to figure out, am I culpable, am I not? I think at this point, if it was me and I was still on this board, I wouldn't be talking to anybody that might possibly sue me. It's just my
They
2
might
cents.
possibly sue me?
Yes, sir.
In other words, talking to the firm.
Yes,
Talking to the firm.
exactly.
members.
If you've got one attorney going and
Right.
this getting bad, we better get a second one. I think it's a, what's Buck's term, is never miss a chance to shut up. I think that's really applies here.
Yeah. Are we, I'm not following, is that something we're doing that we're?
I don't know. I don't know. And I wasn't just trying to drill down on Mr. Fryer tonight either for clarity. I'm just, in my position as a liaison from the city, I represent that organization, which appoints you guys.
Yeah.
And my job is to protect them.
Sure.
And I'm just saying, I don't want to see anybody get in a lawsuit, but at the point that you think we're this close, I would stop talking to anybody that might potentially sue you. The obvious ones being the firm, but that, take it for what it's worth.
Right.
People tell me to take my 2 cents and stick back in my pocket all day long.
Yeah.
It won't hurt my feelings.
I think Mayor gave us that same advice last meeting. So,
So I'm not saying that it's been going on. I have no knowledge that it's been going on. So,
I do have a comment under board member comments. I'm probably the only one in the room besides Jim Taylor that knows all the effort that David Kirkland made. When I first came on the board, we had a gentleman by the name of Noel Thomas. And Noel was a fine man, but I don't think he was very regimented. But I want to tell you, and everybody in this room, that David Kirkland has done more to turn this board into a professional entity as a group. While we have always had disagreements and differences of opinion, and many times towed the rope in the same direction, and a lot of y'all are new, but David really, I feel like you brought this board and this airport forward from a little country airport into a professional entity, or a professional acting entity that should be proud of itself. And I think you deserve a round of applause for that. Thank you. And you know I'm right, Jim, because you were here.
I'm so glad you said what you just said, Scott, because it's been, David, just a true pleasure to have you as my principal liaison with the airport for, 11 years now? You are every lawyer's dream, a great client.
thank you.
Truly.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
And he's glad you maintained it because he's afraid he's going to have to deal with me, vice chair.
I would have figured out a way.
Yeah. I know you've done a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been an honor. It's a team effort. I've said that all along. This airport, when you and I came on the board, was about a $4 million entity. We'll see our audit this year, but last year we were over 16 million as an entity. And that's a credit to this team, this board.
Right.
I don't deserve that sole credit and I wouldn't take it, but it's been a team effort. And it's been good to see the improvements that we've accomplished with our relationship with the city council. I can remember when I first came on the board, they weren't that great. And so I think there's a lot of fronts that as a board and as a team that we've done well. We've been good stewards here for the airport, and it's been my honor to be a part of it. So I appreciate your trust over those years. Thank you.
Thanks,
for that.
David.
I want it to be remembered that one of David's last official acts as chairman was to drive me to this meeting. Because I had no car.
There you go.
And I am rethinking that Uber tip.
Is that legal? All right, I think we'll declare the meeting adjourned at 20:20.
Thank you.
Hello, how are you? Good to see you.